Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to this channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Sleeping Warrior, Ranty, The Plain Truth, Chocolate Saying, and Darwin. Good to have you all.
Yo.
Hello, what?
What up?
Anybody plugged any holes in international space stations recently with the finger?
That is so ridiculous. Actually, I've got something to present about that.
I think it's a stupidity test for the morons to see how many people don't complain. I reckon they judge how stupid the nation is based on how many complaints that they get. And I bet you they don't get a single one complaint, so they think the whole nation's asleep.
But how did they do it?
You just plugged it with his finger, man. Come on.
Yeah, but in a spacesuit or literally with his bare finger?
Well, every hole's a goal. I'm surprised he didn't get his John Thomas out and plug it with that.
Because if he was using a space station, if he was using a spacesuit, then yeah, that could theoretically be safe. But yeah, if he's going to use his finger, that's not a good idea.
Well, it does say he plugged it with his finger.
It does, yeah. And then apparently they did it with some duct tape and a bit of epoxy as well.
Yeah, I
like
that.
that's like the Don Pettit scene when he's being interviewed and they ask about the seal breaking and he's like, well, I'm sure they got some plan, maybe some epoxy, maybe some duct tape, whatever we got lying around.
Yeah, finger, whatever.
Yeah, we've got the whole series of MacGyver up here, so we just put in season 2, episode 5.
Nathan, can you put my screen on, please, for a second?
So ridiculous. If anybody believes that, I just feel bad for you. Come on. Serious?
Yep, you're on.
Right, okay, so this guy, this Chris Hadfield, he's obviously an astronaut. He's got 2.4 million followers. Well, he tweeted this with an image of the alleged hole that was in the ISS. Obviously, it's linked with NASA down here, and he does have it's one of the blogs. When you click that, it takes you to the International Space Station with a status update on it. However, this image has been removed now. However, which was quite funny, I managed to find the image. And then when we find the image and we follow the link, it does actually take it back to nasa.gov image. So this is on nasa.gov, yeah, at the top. This is an image that they say is obviously the hole from the space station. However, look at the image, right? and then wait for this. This is the best bit. If I go to Remedy Drive, and we look at Remedy Drive commodity, and you notice a similarity between the images.
You're having a laugh. They've used a stock image.
No, he's completely serious.
Look at
So they've
this.
taken
God.
well, is it identical?
It's identical.
So it's a stock image of a bullet hole.
Ouch.
Look at that. It's identical.
I saw that this morning. I was dying. Oh my God.
That's direct proof of a hoax.
How did anybody find
direct
this?
proof.
There must,
Sorry,
there must be a
Arwin.
media transfer.
Sorry, Anthony. Can you just repeat what you said, Arwin?
That's direct proof of a hoax. Because yeah, we got the proof right here. It's taken from an album. When was this album made?
I'm not too sure when the album was made, but I know where the image is. And I know where the image is purported to be on NASA.gov
When was
at the
it
top
made?
here. And I know that this image was tweeted by the astronaut here, Chris Hadfield, who talking about the hole with the link directly to the update on the space station, and then they removed the image. But we've still got it. We've still found it.
When you say we, are you saying to a certain extent like you've got the exclusive?
No.
I saw this. I saw a story about that earlier.
No. I saw this on my Facebook group. Somebody had posted it onto my Facebook group.
Okay.
And I was blown away with the link. And obviously, it is the same image. There's no denying it is exactly the same image as this one here. It's identical.
So how are they going to take that one away? That's a brilliant find. Whoever found that deserves to be credited with something.
Anthony, are you in? Where are you?
I'm at home.
You're on the wrong mic.
Oh, hang on.
What is he new?
Superb catch. Who gets credit?
Who gets credit? Let me tell you who. Well, I can tell you who told me it. Just let me find it. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm not on the wrong mic. I'm on the right mic.
No, you're not.
It was Ron Hagberg. Ron Hagberg was the guy that posted on Rant's Flat Earth group, and he was the one that I found out literally about 40 minutes ago.
I've had a quick look at their website. I think it is a 2018 album, but who cares?
Exactly.
Well, it depends if it just came out yesterday or something. Then they might have like taken that picture. But if they're already, that album is already be around for 2 years or so, then it's clearly not.
It looks like 2018.
2 days ago.
It looks like it's a 2018 album, but you know, if this happened yesterday, I don't know about
exactly.
printing presses being able to put an album in production and onto websites in a less than 24-hour period. It seems unlikely.
What's
but
the album's name?
It's called. Sorry, I've just taken it off page. It's called.
Or the group name?
Is it Remedy Drive or the North Star? Is that the band? I don't know. I don't really know. I've just literally glanced at this website.
I think Randy said Remedy Drive or something.
I'm on remedydrive.com. But I mean, obviously, I'm trying to do things for this show, so I've only glanced at it. But if anyone wants to look it up, feel free. remedydrive.com.
Right. They got their free plug at least.
Are you morons that believe in the International Space Station being up there in space, that somebody in a, let's be honest, right, it's supposed to be a tin can, they put it at the same pressure as Earth, 14.7 psi, and there's a vacuum of space that's something like, what is it, 7 times 10 to the minus 6 or something like that, Tor value. It's a huge number, right? That differential is absolutely massive. If there was a hole in the space station, it would suck all the thingies through it. It would internally explode like a balloon would.
Hold on. How do you know that?
It's from the album Commodity.
Hold on. How do you know that? Have you ever had the equivalent?
Yeah, because you got a knife on a balloon.
Hold on. Let me get to the end of a sentence. So, if the equivalent is obviously us in a pressurized environment, obviously it's slightly higher pressure than they have alleged on the ISS. But then if you have a vacuum chamber, which is not going to be the same. Oh right. Sorry, Arwin. My bad.
So yeah, sorry. I got some info. The picture is from a CD called Commodity, which was put out on September 23rd, 2014.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, right. Okay, my bad.
I have that up right now. It's on my screen. So, yeah, I followed the trail, the same as Arwin. I assume it's on the Apple that you got the information from, Nate. Arwin?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just did it with a Google search. It's in the side thing.
Well, it's been on Apple since release date 23rd of September 2014, and that is the image.
So what we need to do here is challenge Red's rhetoric to respond. How is it going to be? Because he's a bum boy, he's a NASA bum boy, and I've had conversations with him on the ISS, and he's probably one of the biggest protagonists on that point. How is Red's rhetoric going to respond to the evidence that we've been presented with, that a meteorite, an astrometeorite, went through the space station and presumably didn't go back out the other side, given that the pressure's involved and given that the hole is being used as the album art on somebody's music.
No.
How are you going to?
I've got an explanation. So what actually happened? They've just got confused in the news with this finger thing, and he actually plugged the hole with this CD. So what he did was he had a Remedy CD up there, and he just stuffed that in front of the hole. So when they took a picture, obviously that's where the confusion lies. It was the CD cover that was covering up the hole.
So let's think about this, right? Let's just go with their story. Let's say that what they said was true. Are you trying to tell me that the only thing that stops them from the blackness of space is a couple of mils of aluminium shielding? Come on.
Well, yeah, that is what they claim. But what I was going to say before Owen found the date was that the equivalent is us under similar pressure, and then with a vacuum chamber, and you've got a layer between your finger and the vacuum, like a piece of steel, and then all it requires is somebody to actually physically pull the steel out of the way, so it's then left with your finger being the barrier between the pressure on our side and the vacuum in the chamber. Well, what I was going to say was, have you actually seen that couldn't happen? Because it may well be able to happen, you don't know.
Now, if it was with a bare finger, then eventually the low pressure will cause the liquids in your finger to basically go gaseous.
It would have sucked out your intestines through your finger.
How do you know? Hold on. You're making lots of assertions.
No, but
hold on. This is my point. You're all making assertions. How do you know?
Because that's what they tell us in terms of vacuums. We've seen the movie Alien.
Oh,
we
right.
saw the Avengers.
That's what I was going to get to. Thank you. You got there much quicker than I was expecting. But yes, exactly. So based on the fact that the alien can get sucked through a piece of perspex that's been left in the hole of a mothership, that to me isn't necessarily evidence that that's what a vacuum actually does. And I've got no experience with vacuums. Somebody that's been on the panel's got a vacuum chamber. Who was it that had there was a physicist that came on. Who was it? God, I can't remember his name now. I'm sure somebody's been on this panel with a vacuum that has a vacuum chamber in their basement.
Nathan, I do have something that can help us here calibrate how serious this vacuum differential would be on the human body. Would you mind presenting my screen?
I want to make a short comment, though, very short. We do know that in a vacuum chamber, water will eventually start boiling without any temperature increase from the decompression. So that is what I base my...
But that's in a vacuum. We're talking about you becoming the barrier. Well, the physics of this, who knows? I don't know. You guys are claiming it based on what Alien says.
It will technically be, but you still have liquids inside of you that are also part of your finger that are going to evaporate just like water.
Yeah, but I can help here. I've got some evidence that we can prove what actually happens when your finger or your body orifice becomes the barrier.
Hold on, it's in a vacuum chamber by the looks of this.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's not the same equivalent. That's you being in the vacuum chamber as opposed to you being that chamber being. I can't show you, but the audience will see.
It has to be
so this
bigger.
Is the vacuum. Sorry, Alwyn, can I just talk without bloody interrupting me? Right, so this is the vacuum, and what the equivalent would be is it being completely, devoid of any gas, i.e. the pressure on the outside is much higher than the pressure on the inside, and then the finger goes where the tube is currently to create the barrier. So in other words, you're stopping...
His arm. His arm is the finger.
No, it's not. It's in the vacuum.
Yeah, but what's plugging the hole is his arm, the seal around his arm.
Yeah, as opposed to his finger.
Yeah, but it's still his body that's plugging the hole.
Well, let's see it. I don't think this is an equivalent, but go ahead.
Well, it's the closest I can find on short notice, but I'm pretty sure that the point is that while the pressure that he gets down to is nowhere near a vacuum, he gets it down to about 2 or 3 psi, and then he pulls his arm out because he can't stand it anymore. So his arm is the plug in the same way that the finger was the plug. And what he's showing is that
red.
How
red his arm is.
It's not even a complete vacuum. Come on.
Yeah, but what my point is that he couldn't
just imagine that it would be.
Yeah, but
it's gonna hurt bad.
Right, guys, the issue is scale. He couldn't get anywhere near the level of quote vacuum that's required to satisfy the point of it being a vacuum. He went down a few psi, and that was it. And he couldn't stand it anymore.
Well, listen, I have the question that is, if there's a 2 millimeter hole in the ISS, how quickly would it evaporate all the oxygen out of that ISS? How quickly?
It'd be like a balloon
While
bursting.
While
No,
it's moving
Because
at
of the differential,
17,000
it would.
miles per hour.
no, it's only small.
No, it's the
It
differential.
would go fast though, but not. Yeah,
No, it would explode.
wide hole to basically rip it all open from the.
No, it would explode because of the differential is so huge.
This is
You're not
bollocks.
talking a small
Sorry,
bit
I've
like
got to
a-
stop
like
all
a-
this.
like a
This is
tire.
bollocks, right? Nobody's proved to me that there's a vacuum of space, right? And we definitely have gas pressure here. We're all breathing it. We all know it. So your demonstration of a vacuum and what might happen in the vacuum of space is on an assumption that we have a vacuum of space. Well, the reason I've been asking the question over and over again of conspiracy cats, how do you have gas pressure without a container, is because in essence that debunks the entire medium. This is totally unnecessary. If anybody wants to assert that we have a outer space, a vacuum, then you need to demonstrate how we can simultaneously have gas pressure without a container. Until I see a demonstration of that, space is debunked. We've definitely got gas pressure. I know it. Outer space, I don't know. And nobody on the panel's been there. We're now assessing bullshit cinematography from a production house based on its merits,
Yeah, but
or a story on
it's
Twitter
basically-
based on what they've told us about the vacuum of space. There is no vacuum of space. It's utter horseshit. None of this is
but it's
necessary.
good to rip him a new one though, Nath. It really is.
Yeah, it is essentially us just making fun of their story because they got to.
I agree. I'm not stopping you, but I'm just saying for anybody watching that thinks, oh yeah, this is really crucial that we debunk how a finger couldn't protect yourself from the vacuum of space. Well, no.
Yeah, this is all bullshit.
Interesting
agree,
theoretical
this is
discussion.
So would it be the
no
same
problem.
as a submarine? You know, if a window imploded on the submarine, would that be the same sort of thing? Like where it instantly?
Yeah, but
just-
no. The pressure differential would be
No,
considerably
it's not.
less than the pressure differential between you and the vacuum of space. So yes, it would be a similar and an equivalent, but it would be far less severe, in my opinion, Ranty.
Right. Okay.
It's still instant
ask-
death.
Question is,
You would still instantly die. You'd still instantly be crushed by all the water. You'd still instantly drown. And in space, apparently, you just need a finger.
Can I add something?
What stopped the meteorite? Like, why didn't it just go through like the other side? Or
Yeah, that's
wherever
my
the hell
point.
went?
It got sucked back out immediately.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Because they must have evidence of the meteorite, right? Otherwise, they'd have two holes.
But my other
it came back out.
My other question is the guy, he used his finger or like the finger inside one of the gloves, like because I mean they're running around in the ISS in their khakis. So what
Right.
did somebody
He
do
does
some
say
quick
finger.
thinking, put a glove on, and
He
I
does
mean
say
what
finger.
the hell? Just a finger.
Mm.
Oh my
Guys,
god.
Though with the submarine, you can actually have an open space on the bottom of it. So
Yeah, that's called an airlock. That's
Well-
not really an open space.
no, not an airlock. At the bottom, it is basically open to the water itself. It can be opened up, and just the pressure of the air, will stay
That only works.
within that hatch, and the water is basically
No, I think that
as
only
low
works
as
at
you
one
can
depth.
imagine.
That doesn't work at all depths. It only works where the pressure inside is equal to the weight of the water pushing up from the outside.
Now, the pressure will be higher in that room, which should be
I
sealed
saw that in the movie
off.
The Abyss.
Well,
The other problem with this example is that the two are completely opposite, of course. We've got the pressure of the water pressing on the outside of the submarine, and then you've got to pressurize the container to try and withstand that pressure pushing in. Whereas obviously it's the complete reverse in space. According to their bullshit, which is not proven, we can't have gas pressure without a container.
I know.
But ultimately, that's what the where it falls apart. It's the complete opposite. So you've got the pressure from inside pushing out against the vacuum of space, which is just so the differential is enormous, though.
well, what about the heat, Nathan? Isn't it supposed to be flying in the thermosphere? So we're talking thousands of degrees up there or something.
No, it's past it.
Is it? So is it cold?
Yeah.
So how long would it take for his finger to drop off in minus 50, minus 60?
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's a very good
This
point.
is the most ridiculous story I've heard in a long
It is
time.
ridiculous, and I'm going to say it again, regardless of you guys getting annoyed with me. It's totally unnecessary to do because we don't have outer space. In order to have outer space, you need to actually prove the vacuum of space. And it defies the second law of thermodynamics. So us arguing about the anomalies of the bullshit they feed us about outer space is just surplus to requirements. Nice though it is to have a good laugh about it. Hey, Apollo.
Oh, hey Nathan. Hi, Arwine.
Hello.
Hi, Apollo. I'm here too.
Sorry, who are you?
I'm Travis.
Oh, Mona Lisa. Hi.
Yeah. I'm just teasing you. I don't need you to say hi to me.
Hello. What?
What?
So anyway, yeah, this is, as I say, it's surplus to requirements. Space isn't real. Outer space is nonsense. You can't have gas pressure without a container. Nobody's demonstrating this to us. It seems like I just don't want to move past that point and suddenly go back to anomaly hunting. It's just like, no. The idea of, I've seen many an argument about the heat that should be generated up in the field that they say they're residing in. No. Space is nonsense. Let's not argue about the pseudo-physics of a place that doesn't exist when the medium's been debunked. It doesn't exist. So their bullshit is just bullshit. Anyway.
It's science fiction, but
Guy has a super finger.
I think it's a great funny thing to talk about.
Definitely.
It's
Yeah,
a funny
I completely
subject.
understand.
Agreed.
Point,
I've just
but
got to be the one
this
that
is
brings
just
it back
too funny.
constantly to space being debunked.
He used cotton gloves to block the hole like this one.
Also, he did have time.
No, he didn't say gloves. He didn't say gloves. He said finger.
Besides, cotton is breathable.
And what kind of cotton
So-
they got on the ISS?
So he
man?
had time to put a cotton glove on, right?
Yeah.
Why would they even have those?
Oh my
Because
god.
they
Oh,
In
look,
order
there's a
to-
hole.
in order to work the garden, they have a garden up there, right? So there was a gardening glove.
Oh.
I've never seen that.
I think we do need to
Why
challenge
don't
Red's
they show the
rhetoric.
garden? I want to see that.
You
Aren't
serious,
they
Arwin? Have you
drone
not
stuff, I
seen
mean?
Gardener's
They're
World
drone
in
stuff up
Space?
there.
Very popular program.
I think we do need to challenge Red's rhetoric to come up with.
Gardener's World in Space.
Hello,
Very
you
popular
need to mute your
program.
watch page, new guest.
I think we do need to challenge Red's rhetoric to come up with Gardener's World in Space. Very popular program. Your watch page, new guest. I think we do need to challenge Red's rhetoric.
Colorado, please
Hello?
mute your.
It's alright, I've only said it about 450 times.
Wow.
You
Wow.
need to mute your watch
Turn
page
off
before
your
you
listening
join.
page, Colorado.
Good to have you anyway. Hopefully you'll sort it out.
It wasn't that good. It was painful.
He's new, he's never joined before. Hi,
Hey,
Brian.
Apollo, what are you twiddling with?
Hi,
there?
Brianovsky. Good to have you. You hear us?
Probably going to get sniped by one of these two. Not
Yeah.
sure which.
I have a feeling we will, but there
Hi,
we go.
Brian. Can you say hello?
Hello, hi guys.
Good to have you.
Who was
I'm
that?
just going to space fill, keep the idiots away.
That's Brian.
Oh, Brian. That's cool. So now we're just left with Colorado.
He's trying to mute his watch page. We've muted you, so if you're now trying to talk to us, Colorado, you just need to move your mouse over the over the Hangout page, and then click on the mute button top right on the icons that appear when you move your mouse over it. Or if you're on a mobile device, just tap the screen and it'll bring up the mute button. Just unmute yourself once you've got the watch page taken off. You must be on a computer, otherwise you couldn't have the watch page playing.
Yep. Can you hear me now, guys?
Yes, good to have you.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much. You guys, first of all, I want to say you guys are doing an amazing job with this show, man. I mean, I just caught on here about, I'd say, 10 episodes ago, and I'm hooked, man. You guys are bringing, making science great again, for sure, man.
Thanks. Big shout out to Quantum Eraser. So Quantum Eraser is going to be doing a show with us, Anthony and myself, on Monday. Should we reveal what we'll be? Oh, god damn it. Our whole panel's been sniped. Right. Oh, dear. I'm going to start a new Hangout in a minute. I'm going to carry on with my plug, though, so I'll do it on camera. As the I don't know what's going to go on in the Hangout while I'm not looking at it. So, yeah, on Monday, probably in the evening UK time, probably about 8 or 9 o'clock. I don't know for certain yet, but we will set a time in the next 24 hours. We'll do a Hangout which will be specifically pointing out some of the lies of academia through a guy named Geo Streber, or Alex Geo Deceiver, whatever you want to call him. So we're going to go through him, and then afterwards, immediately afterwards, we'll do a separate show pointing out some of the lies of Soundly. So in essence, these guys have been caught red-handed, communicating with each other in a hangout that was supposed to be a one-to-one hangout between Anthony and Geo Streber, and unfortunately for Geo Streber, he was caught red-handed communicating back and forth with Soundly. Now, this won't actually be the main focus of that particular show. It'll be going through some of his logical fallacies, lapses in reasoning, and general nonsense that he has spewed over the period that he's been on YouTube. That's Geo Streber. And then with Soundly, it'll be addressing one of his specific claims about a pseudoscience experiment, namely the Foucault pendulum. So look forward to that on Monday. Be sure to tune in, be here or be sphere. So with that, I'm going to actually maybe go a little bit quiet. Unfortunately, I'm not that great a multitasker when I'm not that well. Right, let's just end this hangout here. There will be a short intermission while I sort out the hangout and get our guests back. Pity though it was, as we had a pretty much full panel. Not entirely sure who chose to snipe the show, as we'd absolutely got an introduction from everybody, so I don't really know who has managed to get in and snipe everyone. But there we go, such is this show. I was really enjoying getting complimented about how great it is. Well, in the meantime, are my pictures of Earth and the Matrix. 30 seconds and I'll have this this hangout published. Welcome to the show.